Hello, hello. Oh, let me just test if everything works. YouTube. Sound, hello, hello. Okay, sound is working, so cool. So let's begin. So today we're gonna be, or at least I'll be doing reverse engineering this little plastic. That's possibly for for Supra, and that goes with the HVAC. So I believe there's two of them. Yeah, there must be two of them. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find the other one. Uh, so that goes on the top like this, and is the LED shroud and guidance to show how the light should be flowing, and then yeah, and then you got normal bulbs at the back of the PCB that fitted, and this should help with directing the light. But what we gonna be doing, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be showing the whole thing or the whole journey of how I'm doing this, but I'll be doing like a LED module conversion kit for this boards, because I've seen some being sold in US, but the import charge and all the other stuff is quite expensive. And then on my Supra, what some of the bulbs are off, or one of the LEDs are faulty, and I think some of the functionality doesn't work properly. And I'm not sure if it's something to do with with my board, or is also with LEDs. So I thought, do you know what? I may just like uh, redesign this as it can be done, and I quite enjoy doing this in my spare time. So I already scanned this bit. This bit here goes, or this light shroud goes on that little section here. So already got that made. Sorry, not made. Scanned and redone. So it will be just a case of doing a test print on this. I've got already schematic redone for this PCB, so we're making some. The problem that, and also for this section as well, the only problem that I found, I cannot find this connector. So if you know where or where I could buy it, let me know. Drop me some suggestion comments. I found that you can buy the plug that goes in here, but you cannot buy the actual socket. And then, okay, you could possibly reverse engineer this and then redraw this and so on and so on. But it's quite a complicated part. So if you want to, it's not really complicated from the actual mechanical aspect, but if you have to bend all the wires, because like you can see that they've done actual like metal wires in there. So if you want to actually remake this, it will be quite tedious and time consuming. So for doing it for yourself, it will be okay, but if you try to like resell it or whatever, it will be quite a bit of effort to actually make the plug itself. And if you would want to make any other plugs that you could be some other people could use it, that means you have to worry about how you'd interface this section with the car. So ideally, I would prefer to find the same connector, but don't think so I'm gonna have any luck. I've reached out to some of the manufacturers or manufacturer that used to make them. Don't ask me how I found it. Internet is your friend. But they said they don't make them anymore and that it's continued. So yeah. And I don't think so they make those units anymore. I always had this on my mind since beginning of the last year. I was like, hey, I need to make one. Hey, I need to make one. Hey, I need to make one. And I've taken the unit apart, and then yeah, now it's time to make it. So as what we've got already this stuff, this section made. So that's cool. Let's reverse engineer this little bracket. Are they the same or is it different? Okay, oh, Toyota always has to make. Okay, so I've got the top one. So that's fine. So I need to find the other one that's at the bottom. But we're going to focus on remaking this one because that's what is on my display. So scanning and all the other stuff is sort of straightforward. But this is sort of scanned data or output data that I've received from the scan. So possibly you could add some smoothing and so on and could do like redraw it. I never had the opportunity to actually scan the part and make it so it can be like reprinted again. I mean, the scanner that I'm using actually picks up quite good features of the curvatures of those plugs and so on, so that's quite amazing from the quality of scan, like the quality data that came out from the scan. So that's good. But I always find it that you have to scan the part and then redraw it. And then once you redraw the part, you can modify to your preference. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna redraw this part because I had few people asking me just for the parts themselves, and they're like, "Hey, do you have this part, or could you make some?" And when I've asked them why, in some cases people taken this apart, chucked in a drawer somewhere. Like for example, in my case, I just lost the other part. I don't even know where it is. And then a few months later, I was like, "Hey, I need to put this back together, but where's my parts?" Those even little notches that came out to hold the LED or to push the LEDs came out actually quite good. So yeah. So let's begin the process. And as we're gonna begin the process, software frozen. That's not a good start. So the software that I'm using solidedge 2021. You could possibly use like SolidWorks or Fusion or whatever, but this is what I've learned how to use. And it works quite well. Let me see if I can close this and then start it again. So I've got already PCB scanned, outline of PCB done. This is the other part that I've done. Why is it stuck? Okay. So first of all, we're gonna do is align the part just to get the reference for fit the box. Okay, that's cool. So this software helps you with analyzing the planes of the part, so it's easier. I mean, you can. So now you can. You could possibly. Oh yeah, it's actually picked up the flat area so nicely. Okay, so if we select that we want to draw on this area, so far so simple. Just draw a box. So you can see the actual artifacts. This it looks like the scanner picked up the shadows because this part is nice and flat. So that's shadows, so that can be ignored. But yeah, so we got a nice shape taken of this. Okay, so it doesn't. Okay, that's not a problem. So now let's draw more lines to pick up the main shapes. So if you, I mean, the process of this software is like you don't care if the lines are sticking out outside the object, because you create only like a surfaces. Okay, that's good. So that's not a problem. Because now you say, for example, now you create a box and then you can extract the box like this. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna draw all the critical lines. Maybe critical lines is a kind of a bad word, but all the voids. And another thing that I tried to do, maybe I could have easily recorded this as a video and upload it later with editing, but I thought that live it will be easier to actually see how the actual work comes out and give you a time perspective of how long it takes if you wish to make something similar yourself. So this part is nice and easy in a way from this level because there's loads of straight lines. Okay, let's do a little bit of cleanup before this gets overcrowded a little bit. So let's delete this, wash. We don't need this, we don't need this. So now maybe you get an idea why I've just drawn the lines without taking actual measurements, just overlapping the key elements. So we can open this up, we can open this up. Okay, so there's the little dip as well. We're gonna worry about the dip later. So that's not really a problem. Okay, so that's good. Does it got sharp edges? Okay, this edges are a bit rounded. So we have to redraw this ones. So if we're gonna do something like this, okay, that might not be a problem. Then we need to break this section here, yep, and then we want to get the curvature to follow the part. And then we've got this curvature here to follow. Oi! Delete this line and redo. That's fine. There we go. That's fine, that's fine. Now let's do this little bottom line. Actually, on this one we can do a little bit different, because they're the same, right? So if we draw a box like this, more or less, make it smaller, there's a little notch. So this little notch, what we gonna try is, what's the best part? What's the best one that we could use for this purpose? So if we do this, yeah, that looks about right. So that bit here is, I believe, is to hold the LED or to push the LED through. Once you apply this housing on, this little notch is pushing that little tiny LED to a location. By the way, those LEDs can be quite tricky to actually find as well. And this is interesting because the actual scan shows us that there's a little bit of rounded areas, but in reality is square. So it's always good to have the actual part next to you. And if we do, can we copy? Select, copy. Yep. What those little marks are there? Those little holes, they're not really important. I don't think. Should we redraw it? I'm gonna. Okay, to make not this part not to be the same, I'm gonna ignore those little tiny holes. But it looks like it can be done. So now it looks a little better. So this part here. Yep. Beautiful. The front face is almost there. So now we can extract this. We're gonna add a body. The reason why we add in the body to separate the actual yep. Oi, what happened? What happened? Why is it pulling this as a whole thing? Okay. So that wasn't really a problem. So we've got the majority of shape. So obviously now there's a back area to be done. Like extra pockets and all the other stuff that needs to be redone. I'm gonna redraw those pockets even so I don't really need it. And I think they've done it so they can save a little bit weight, or for injection molding where they use this bit. Are there any injection molding marks? Yes. So injection molding, so it's definitely injected mold, and it comes from two pieces like this, because you got the injection mold ports down here. So this points here could be used as what they've got for pushing the actual mold out. Yeah, it could have been done for that. Okay, so that's for the back, and then that's possibly the top ones were for the yeah. Okay, never mind. So what do we want to do now? So we had a problem with this part being a little bit taller than it's supposed to be, so we can fix this by adjusting. Yep. So now it's the same height as, like you can see where the 3D scan is like overlapping the actual part. So it's very good. Very good. So that's cool. That's good. That's good. But really, what do you need? Okay. So we've got this part here, then we need to redo this section here, how this stuff goes. We need to redo this side and this side. Okay, so what we're gonna do, gonna focus with the easier side to do. Where's my sketch? So I'm gonna use my top as a hide this component. Take away material. Ah, nice, nice. So this bit is done. Let's do this section. Bottom, hide. So as we've got those lines left, now we've got easier to reference actually where the older lines we drawn. So it's easier because that means if you like, say for example, you draw a little bit here, a little bit here, you'd have like a little tiny flat surface that you have to do an extra option to like remove it. So that's fine. Let me hide this, and then what happens here? This goes. So that's good. So this goes like this. You can see the shade. I think if we change the view, this view doesn't help. Doesn't help. And this view doesn't really help. I can kind of see the actual shade. That's not the problem. It looks like something like this. Yeah. So it is. Let me use my finger as a marker. Okay, so this has to be moved like to here. Like to here. Okay. So this can be now remove. So if I do this, I can. try something else, something that I never tried with. So if I do remove and then from to hide this. Okay. So we're gonna do all the basic stuff first, and I'll show you how to get this little angle being extracted, and that's where the SolidWorks shines. So sorry, solidedge. So solidedge software is not very popular for the users. I really like it, but I really like it because I had to like it when I start doing the reverse engineering, because that's the only software that allowed me to do 3D drawings. Why did I press X8? So those lines that are left outside, they're very useful now. So my reference points. I need to change this to fine. So currently they might be on low on each different level. We can fix this later. Actually, before fixing later, let's fix this now. And then we're gonna add surface, and then we're gonna say from to, and we're gonna use okay, and then same thing here, extract. And they're on the same height now. When before this one would have been a little bit higher, and those two will be a little bit lower. I don't think so. From the part itself, don't think is actually very critical where those supports are. I don't think so. I'm not gonna need those supports for what I'm doing. I do understand why the manufacturer, when they make this, they've added those supports, because it makes the part way more rigid. In our case, we may leave it the same way. If we leave it the same way, it's safe, because we know there's no components on the way, because that's what the Toyota had in the first place. Okay, so we're 30 minutes into this little part, and we managed to complete quite a bit. So let's go back to the back of the part. In our case it's stop, but it's the same. So now what we want to do is, looks like this section here is we can do the easy bit here, those two parts. We could possibly do these two parts as well, because they're kind of indented a little bit. Yeah. So let me use top layer as a reference, and then actually, if we cut this off, if we cut this off, why do not, do I have to really redraw this? think I do. I think I do. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. So, for us to redraw this, we're gonna go and do it in an easy way. We're gonna do this. So we know the... Yes. And same thing on this side from here. Where's my... From here to here to here. Select. Removing. Change it to fine. Yes. So now parts looks a way better. Okay. Let's remove these little sections here. Or let's adjust this area here to be structural, bit by bit. So once again, select from here to here. So I need to select my surface. So if I do yes. So I'm locking the top surface. Then I'm gonna use my points as a reference. And same thing here. Oh, in the middle bar as well. Don't worry, I'm coming for you, Bosh. Let me double check. Yes. Looks good. We're removing material. Change it to fine. We've got a little step now. So that's good. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave those fixing points as the last one. Let me just finish this section here and this section here. I mean, this part is overall is actually quite simple because there's not a lot of organic shapes. I could possibly later show you some organic shapes. Or maybe that'll be a topic for another video. So let's hide this. Well, what the heck happened here? What the heck is this? Did I remove this area or not? No, I didn't. Oh. Oh. Okay. So let me select the top surface as a reference. Select it. Hide the part. You can see how this part is a little bit maybe not fully straight. But that's not the problem. So that's cool. We care about these voids here. So, okay, so now we can remove this section, because it needs to be removed. And we need this section, this section, this section. Okay, we forgot about this bit here. Remove. So if we change the view, and then go right, and then change the view to see how deep we have to go, and it seems like we have to go to that sort of depth. You can see how the actual shape goes, like with the low notch. So we need to sort this bit here out as well. That's good. So it looks way closer to what it's supposed to be. This section's here needs to be removed. Change it from 2 because that's how they... Okay, it looks way better now. We're gonna deal with this section later. Okay, that's fine. So it's the same. So that looks very close. That looks very close. So this LED stuff from the front to the back, they don't go all the way through, they stop like halfway there. we can fix this now, as it's something that I would forget for sure. Okay, so boxes are not fully straight, but that's not the problem. So done, done, done. Done. Shift, shift. The bad thing is about this, because I just realized I need to redo the other part of this. I was under the impression that there's only one, but that means I've lost the other one somewhere. So once again, we're gonna do the right side, and we're gonna change it to this X-ray view. But my X-ray view, but we need this part here. And my X-ray view is rubbish because, okay, it's not fully rubbish because it gives me like the self outline that this stuff picks up from here. So that means I can possibly go to around this area. Yes. And then remove my X-ray. Change my view to something that I'm used to. And let me add a little bit twist. Can I do this bit? No, I need to do this bit here. So select Bosch, select Bosch, 2, nope, 70, and 1, 0.2, 0.8, 30. Okay. Select from here, do by this edge. And then change this to 3. Too much? 2. Too much? 1.5. Can I do the same thing with the angle? No. What a rubbish. 98. Say for example 70. How does 70 looks like? I'm just gonna not mess about with this. I'm gonna do something like bleed target content shove. So when LED is gonna be pushed in, it will just slide over it. Otherwise, you're gonna have to try to like wedge it with something. So that bit is done. What else did I have to do? So this section, so this area is, let me hide all this. So those holes here, the mover draft. Those final touches. Should I worry about those? I mean, this was done because of molds process for the 3D printing. Face. Sounds like I need to select from the other side and sort out the actual holes to make it so the wider. Is it like this? Yeah, it's like this. Okay, makes sense because like you push the LED in and it wedges the LED in a section. Okay, we're gonna worry about those details later. We just make sure to remember that we need to do it. So this bit is done, this bit is done. There's a little bit of a notch that I had to do on top surface. or bottom surface, however you wanted to call this. So there's gonna be, that can stick out because this goes across the whole part. Is that correct? Did I capture this correctly? Yes. We're eating into material. 0.9. That's fine. Hide that part. Add this 1 mil. 0.5. 0.4. Yeah. Then the crooked line. Or is this kind of crooked? You can see that this side here is a little bit deeper, but that's not the problem. So what we're gonna do a rounded edge. We're gonna leave this as it is. We're gonna Hmm. Okay, this edge here is sharp. For my 3D printing aspect, I would prefer this edge to be flat, so I may adjust this part so this bit here just will be on the same level as this part here, and that means I'm gonna have a nice and flat way of putting this bit here on the actual bed, so it'll be nice and flat. But for sake of it, of having the actual part as close as to the actual part, I'll keep this like that. So that's fine. That's fine. So it looks very close. Yep. Okay, let's work on the back. Okay, before I get carried away, let me sort these two sections out. Hey. Okay. So there's other sketch overlapping. So this section, it can be like this, and it can be like this, not a problem. What happened here? On this bit, this bit, and this bit. To drop to around here. Yep. That looks close. Yes. Oh damn, this is actually a little tiny simple part, but it takes time. It's quite time consuming. So let's focus on this section. So I'm drawing the line across the actual thing because I want to make as close as possible. Like even on both sides. Okay, this looks good. Damn, I don't have those two lines. Right. It's like a Lego now, selecting what you want to remove. So even this stuff goes out outside the box, it's not really a problem. And then we want to eat into material. We want to get the parts sideways, which are easier edge to see what's going on. It doesn't make a difference. And now, what is this? And now, if we're gonna, it looks good. It looks good. So what else am I missing? I'm missing this section here. That's done. That bit's done. That bit is done. Okay. I'm gonna hide all the sketches. I'm gonna select this plane. Yep. What I'm gonna do is adjust the view. So we only see what we want to see. you can see how we've done a quite good job when it comes to tracing the actual shapes and so on of the old part. Like the thickness looks okay. You can see a little bit bleed and so on, but that's like a discrepancy of the scanner as well. And then because it's molded, it's what it is. No big deal. As we in this shape here, we can also trace the outline of that stuff. Nice, nice, nice. But what we're gonna do, let's hide the part. It's like this. It's like this. It's like this. I think electrical design is a little bit more challenging than 3D drawings. This, I believe, like majority of people could easily do it. You just getting familiar, like quite good with a tool. Once you understand how the tools work, then you can easily do it yourself. So what we're gonna do now is try to do a similar thing. Let me see how this model goes. Okay. That's not a problem. We can fix those little curvatures. That's not the problem. The biggest issue is to close the sketch so we can extract this nicely. Yeah. But okay. And that gets so that's now when we have to switch off the view because we need to push this all the way to this face. So from to push and a wonderful, 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 wonderful. Okay, so that's what we've got here, and then yes, I'm good at this. I'm good at this. Oh yes. So that looks good. Let's go back to the shape. Because what we discovered when we were in this shape, that we can redraw this little bits. What should we use as a reference? we're gonna use this side as a reference, not a problem. Not a problem. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna set this. So we've selected this side as a reference, go back to our view, get straight, and start drawing. Gonna draw this the other way. I'm gonna redraw this. I'm not selecting my parts. Hey! I could do like a reflect this part on the other side. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just redraw it. Hide. So it needs to overlap. You have to chase one shade. Something about this. And hide. Hey. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add another body because that will be the easiest way to actually deal with this. Then we're gonna show us our part, change the view, show us the view, and then we're gonna trace. The good thing is, yeah, he's okay, he's okay, he's all good. Okay, he's okay. Fine. So to about here. See, wonderful. Wonderful. Hide. Right. We're gonna make it so it's the same length as the other side. So we're gonna do from 2. But is it the same? Is it meant to be the same? Not maybe, not necessarily. Or maybe yes. Okay. For these bits, it's better to have it slightly smaller than longer. Then we're gonna do top view. We're gonna select the part. And what we're gonna active. Where do we want this to be divided from? And we wanna be this stuff to be divided from this little face. Or do you got any other faces that's like outside? That's not. So if we're gonna select this as a reference, if you're ever gonna make any adjustments or changes, we'll try to complain about it because this cat will be made of within the reference to this point. But because I'm almost done, I'll use that reference. So reference from here, top view, sideways, hide, so you can kind of tell that this is not really. You can tell that those little points are not in the same location, but our ones will be. The only small problem with this is we're removing the extra material that's supposed to be there. Okay, so that's good. This is why I like the software. You don't have to be precise. You just have to be quick. if we review this and we're gonna use this software to fine. Okay, I have to be very patient because I've not made any saves. And if this crashes, woo, what we're gonna do actually, we're gonna save this. I'm gonna save this, save us. Yeah, I'm saving this. And see what I did there. And then if I join this and remove my 3D scan, they're very close to each other, right? So in this way, the only thing that we got left, we can fix this. This can be fixed. This can be fixed. Did I mess up somewhere? Ah, yeah. Whew. What? Ay. Damn. Okay. That's what happens when you grab stuff without realizing what you're grabbing. The heck? So sketch. We sketched it from this edge. Active body. Active body. Bosh. We've done it from this corner. Bosh. Active body. This body needs to be active because this is what we're going to be trimming. Yep. Yep. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do both sides. Because we don't want any rubbish to be left behind. And now we can show that face. Active this body. show this face. That looks very close. That looks okay. That looks okay. What should be in here? Oh, are we doing with time? I'm a little bit Speedy Gonzalez and software is too slow. Hey, what happened? Solid edge. What's happening? Solid edge. What are you doing? So this is very important. Why you should always save your work as you progress. Cause now I'm not really sure what the software is gonna do. Why is it thinking? And that's not the moment when loads of engineers just rage. That's the bit when you take your keyboard with your mouse and you trick your monitor for a little flavor. Is it crashed? Why is it stuck? Why is it? Tell me, please, tell me. Huh? Oh man. Oh man. So starting completely. Solid edge. Solid edge. What happened here? Solid edge. Solid edge. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Close this and reopen this. And we know far off where we left. Damn, I was so lucky that I actually saved this. So lucky that I saved this. So what would you do if something like this happened to you? Or did it ever happen to you? Did the software crash on you and you lost your work? Like I almost did? And what software would you recommend to use instead of solidedge? If you were ever thinking about changing. Because I may need to consider changing. And we've done the both ways. And then we're gonna press save. And it's saved. Oh, why don't I have this little cutout? I'm not sure, but we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this now. Top view. Okay. So we can now marry those two parts, but I'll save this before I do this. Join two parts. Yes. So now a little bit cleanup. To make it look pretty. We have a problem. No, we do not have a problem. School, the school. Is it very close to the shape? Yes. 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 Let's fix this side. Mm. Hey, the other side when in. All right, what happened with this side? Okay. So that's almost done. Let me see overlay. That looks fantastic. That actually looks quite good. As we said, we're not gonna do this bit here. We could, but we won't do it. But this looks very close to what it used to be. So now, let's do this little section. So select our plane. And give us the actual. That looks like about middle, right? Yeah. Maybe a little bit smaller. I could measure this up, but at what point? Okay, no batteries. About 2. A little bit more than 2. Maybe 2.1. Okay, so we're gonna do this circle as the 2.1. Bound scan looks bigger. Okay, let's do 2.2. Make it a little bit more on the middle. Yeah. Yeah, Yes, that looks like it looks about right. So now we're gonna select this section, we're gonna add material, front view, and we're gonna grow this bad boy. Fine. Oi, 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 what happened here? Why this bit here didn't select? Here we go, but one way, not both ways, one way, one way. And then I'm gonna go front way. Yeah, it's gonna be about right. Maybe it should be made a little bit thicker. Okay, so the whole idea is to actually, once you build this, you should really create a test print or run a test print and get the actual fitment and so on and check if everything is good or not. And once everything's good, then is this actually thicker at the end? It's thicker because they use the soldering iron to actually make this thicker. Oh, actually, yeah, it's like they used heat and so on, so it melted the plastic a little bit, so it deformed that plastic when they were soldering components on. But yeah, okay, so that's as close as you're gonna get from my end point of view. What we're gonna do, we're gonna hide the dimensions. We're gonna This is my snipping tool, my friend. Save this. Yes. Never show the actual proper angles. When you're taking pictures and saving stuff on the internet, never take pictures like this, because anyone can redraw it from the flat surface. But if you take a little bit of an angle, you're adding a little bit difficulties to the other smart people. So yes. With overlay. Yes. Overlay. Then we want the part only. If I do save, yes, good point, because I didn't save this. Save as an image. JPEG. I use my snipping tool. My snipping tool is good. Okay, so now we can show it from this end. So scan, wash, save, overlap, show the quality work, save, yes, and then scan by itself, or the STL file that we're gonna have, and then yes, save this, and you can edit the images later for your info. Okay. solidedge. What the heck? It's good that I saved this. I meant to do the guiding light, that guiding hose for the actual LEDs. And it crashed. What the heck is wrong with this software? Come on. Let me see date timestamp when I saved this. 2 minutes ago. Okay, so I can close this rubbish. Don't really know why is it crashing. I have to say, this actually came out quite nice. So is my snipping tool. Save. Save. Then overlay. I like how they fixed the actual snipping tool so you don't have to worry about the date because it just does the date and time by itself now. Okay, so you have to be a little bit slower because add seconds. Okay, so this bit is done. Let me save this. Let me create STL. And just want to double check how that created STL. Okay, it created a rubbish STL. Where's my STL? It created the rubbish STL because I had this in the preview. But if I generate this bit here now, oh, by the way, you have to change the settings if you want to just create STL with what you've got selected. Because I think by default you'll try to grab everything. But you can change this in settings. So if you go to settings, print, and then preview, 3D builder. So you do export. I can't remember where I've changed this. Options. So I always export this in very good details, because otherwise you get sharp corners. So the stuff that I do, it gives you very good details. Update preview. So sometimes when you download I don't want a 3D print. Order online 3D builder. You have to play with a setting somewhere how you can change this. I remember adjusting this. If you ever want to, just let me know and I'll let you out. I'll find out for you again. But okay, I've exported this now. Did I? Yeah. So now you get nice and you get the STL file for this. And that'll be it for today. So thank you for watching, and then see you next time. I'm pumped because that bit is done. So I've got a few more bits to do, and then we can create our custom backlight PCB. Let me know if you like that sort of stuff for me to do as videos, or if you'd like to see anything else. Some might be able to adjust as per your request. Take care and